yes, unfortunately, that is the case. I did have to put Bowser down. Some of you guys might have seen it on my Instagram page about 3 weeks or a month ago. Some of you guys might be hearing about it for the first time now, but Bowser is no longer with us in the reptile room. I guess I kind of feel like I owe you guys an explanation just because you guys are kind of part of the fam here, and I do keep a pretty close-knit community here, and everybody cared about Bowser, including myself. If you're unfamiliar to the channel and you're just seeing this, Bowser was my red Ackie monitor, the Varanus acanthurus. I had him for about 6 years, 5 or 6 years, somewhere around there. This is kind of the story of what happened. Due to a couple potential different factors, Bowser had a pretty severe case of gout in about this time last year. He started kind of ballooning up. Seeing some messages on Instagram, you know who you are if you watch this, mentioned that it could have been excess uric acid from crickets, which is definitely possible. It could also have been just improper care at the beginning stages of his life, or kind of throughout the middle year or two. Those are the two hypotheses that I have kind of landed on, or have seen from other people suggesting it to me. Whether or not they're true, who knows? But regardless, he had some gout, and I was trying to deal with it. I was giving him different proteins, I was giving him hydration, I was bathing him every other day or so for several months, and he started to improve. Mobility started to come back. He lost a little bit of weight, which is good for him because he was a very large monitor. That's kind of where things took a turn. In the winter months of this past year, in Canada, the winter months are typically like November, December, all the way through up until like April. That's when typically temperatures are low, there's snow on the ground outside, and the room temperature drops in here. During this time, he lost a lot of weight, and by the end of it, he really did just seem like a bag of skin and bones. He would still eat, but not that much, especially during the winter months. He might eat a couple crickets every few days, and he might also eat like a pinky every now and then. At first, I wasn't too concerned. I mean, animals do that. They go off food, they lose some weight. It happens. Unfortunately, I didn't expect it to go as long as it did. I just figured when springtime hit, he would just start eating food, start gaining some weight back, and be regular old Bowser. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. He ended up losing even more weight and ended up, like I said earlier, being a bag of skin and bones. It really disturbed me, and it kind of ashamed me. I know a lot of people on YouTube will hide that kind of thing. It's not the right thing to do. Everybody makes mistakes. As long as you are making mistakes and learning from it, that's all you can ask for in this hobby. Even life in general is just a basket of mistakes and how you deal with them. As the springtime hit, I was still hopeful. I started bathing him again pretty much every day. I even used I think it's a Zilla appetite supplement or something like that. It's basically just to like stimulate the appetite. But unfortunately, nothing really worked. He was still just kind of staying baseline at very zero. He didn't really increase in health or anything like that. He did get a little bit more active, but no incremental weight gains or anything like that. About a month ago now, I ended up making the trip to the vet's office. It was the day before I left on my trip to Michigan and stuff. You guys will see that in a later video. It was a tough visit to the vet. I went in there and basically just dropped him off. The vet has to assess whether euthanasia is the right option, especially without an assessment, like without paying for a, like, hey, look at my animal. It's just kind of like a, hey, this animal needs to be put down. So they just verify if that's true or not. Of course, they did verify that that was the case. Euthanasia would be a fit option to, I guess, help Bowser out. And so what I ended up doing was dropping him off, and that's all. I never saw him again after that. I just kind of dropped him off, paid my bill, and cried on the way home. I don't think I really owe you guys a justification or anything like that, but I will explain my thought process behind deciding to actually put him down. It boiled down to a couple different factors. The first and most obvious one, he wasn't getting any better. I know AccuMonitors can live a lot longer than what he did, but he just wasn't getting any better. And the second reason is because I am not the one taking care of my animals when I'm gone. This whole summer, I'll be gone for about a month from the end of June. I left for 2 weeks at the end of June, and then I'm back for 2 weeks now, and I leave in a couple days when filming this to go to Costa Rica and Phoenix again. I can't expect my parents or really anybody else to look after a sick animal like that. My mom, she's incredible, and she will look after all the animals for me. It's definitely not fair to her for her to walk in and find a deceased animal that she now has to deal with. That's kind of my justification behind it. It's just not fair to anybody that is looking after the animals or even comes in the room to have to deal with that. I'm really sure there'll be people hating on me for making this decision and like, oh, well, you could have done this. Oh, you could have gone to a vet earlier. At the end of the day, this is the end result. Phoenix fam is typically pretty good about this kind of thing, but I'm putting myself out there. If you guys use and abuse that, then I guess that's up to you. I hope that was enough of an explanation to kind of get across what has happened and to explain why Bowser is no longer in the room. I hope you guys take this kind of sad video and I guess apply it to your animals. Make sure you're looking after them properly. If they need to go to the vet, take them to the vet. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I know it was a very down video. Stay tuned for a couple days from now. We'll have a lot more upbeat and positive videos coming at your way pretty soon here. I leave for Costa Rica in 4 days as of filming this, so if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, you certainly can. I'll be posting there pretty much daily. I don't want to make this a plug for anything else, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your support or whatever you want to say in the comments down below, and we'll catch you in the next video. Later, guys.
Thank you.